Yo, look at the sky. It's like, it says it's not gonna rain, but it's like cold, man. I came out with a light jacket on, had to go back in and put this on. So, I'm gonna go pick up my friend in about 2 hours. I actually was dreaming about picking up my friend. Like, my dreams be like that. If whatever I'm doing or thinking, it just seeps into my dreams. But yeah. I think I'm at 90%. So I still can't eat. I'm eating Chef Boy. How do you say it? I eat it, but I don't know how you say it. Chef Boyardee. And I'm eating the alphabet with little meatballs. But I can't eat the meatballs because I can't swallow, you know. So I should probably just get the ones without the meatballs. That makes sense. Yo, so I went to so my dad, right? For some reason, he likes to drive on the other side of where we live. Let's say there's a line. So here's the poor side of where I live, and the not so poor side. I can't say it like that, but it is the line, you know. The projects on this side and the not projects, but we're still projects, whatever. Anyway, so we used to live on that side, and we used to go to that shopping center, shop at like a food lane. And my dad still goes to that food lane. And yeah, whatever. And he goes to a dollar store because there's one there. It's about I don't know, 15-20 minutes from our house. Whatever. So my dad drives there, which he shouldn't be driving, but he does. Whatever. So he's like, I'm gonna go there, and I'm like, do you want me to drive you? He's like, if you want to. And it's like, dude, that's why I'm here. My job is to drive you around. Tell me where you gotta go. That's why I'm sitting in the house all the day. So if you need something, but whatever. So I drive him over there, and he goes to the dollar store, and then we go to the food lane, and he gets some lottery tickets, scratch-offs. He's never won anything or nothing significant. Whatever. And now the sun's coming out. That's why I'm not walking. I didn't trust. Oh, I got other things to do. I just want to get out and make this real quick. But I was looking for some Chef Boyardee. I don't know what the hell it's called. I know you know what I mean, but I forget what it's called. So I go there looking for it, and it was like $2.79. I'm like, that's pretty expensive. I shop at Giant, in like the nice part of town. It's not nice. It's like Wegmans nice. Giant is Giant. Whatever. So later that day, I go to Giant. It's $1.39 at Giant. And it's like, wow. So if for whatever reason you couldn't make it out to Giant, you're going to be paying almost $1 more to get the same product. Like this. But that's where my dad shops, and shit, you could like order a whole case of this shit from Walmart or Amazon. But yeah. So this morning after I took my shower, I was sitting on the toilet, and I prayed. I prayed for my subscribers. I kid you not, I prayed for my subscribers. I prayed for my dad. I prayed for the people in this world that need praying for. I prayed, I was thanking God for my quick recovery, thanking Him for my brain and stuff, for my family and friends. The end. But somehow, I just feel I guess it's better than nothing. But I remember when my friend's sister, my friend's sister, their dad died, COVID related, and she posted a GoFundMe. And the first thing I thought is, well, all I can give is like $5. That's all I got. And I sent it on their little GoFundMe thing. I think that's more valuable because that's something they could use at that time. But yeah. So Google is God. Because when I tuned in, when I was going on my YouTube, the first thing that popped up was prayer, like in this sequence. So I prayed on the toilet seat, and then when I made some eggs, I was watching some YouTube videos. That's the first clip that popped up, and there was these 3 people from different walks of life, talking about their 3 different perspectives or whatever. So Google, man, that is crazy. Google be everywhere. So I emailed my friend last night. So I think last Sunday, she asked if she could come visit. I said, sure. And then I think on Monday, she sent her itinerary. She's gonna come at this time. And I said, okay, got it. And then for the week that passed, we didn't talk. Like I was going through all this. I'm gonna tell her when I see her, by the way. I have my wisdom teeth pulled. But so last night I just sent a quick confirmation. I will be there. I'm kind of worried because she's going to Philly. And in Philly, the bus station is kind of, because there'd be these people out there, the fake cabs, and then people trying to take it's not Japan. So my aim is to get there. I don't know where I'm gonna park. I think you could park on the street. I don't remember. I haven't driven to Philly in 15 years, so yeah. But I want to be there so when she gets off the bus, she sees a familiar face, and then we could get out of there. But there's like there's this guy, it's like his job. Every time I go down there, I take the bus down there, but he's right by the 7-Eleven, and he's like, hey brother, you got some change? Well, he says, first he's like, do you have money? And then you come out, of course you're gonna have, you can use debit cards and all that, but like he's watching you, so he could see you got change, and then there's a lot of shootings, and so yeah. But so I just let her know. What else? So I just watched this beat battle. Y'all know I make beats and all that, right? It was they're in the UK, and it was 10 producers split into 2 groups, a red team and a blue team. I mean, we used to do that, but I think everyone, I don't know if they'd use like a a green team and a purple team. I think red and blue just seems to be the default colors. And they they made it into like a trap beat with the with the like, you know, trap sound. They both made the same beat basically. And in my opinion, no, I feel like I'm gonna be like a hater because it just sounded like, I give them props. I mean, I give them props for the execution of how they did it. They rented a studio. They had some nice cameras with stabilizers on it. They edited it in a way that was compelling to watch. Like they weren't doing a hold the camera in your hand and talk aimlessly for 40 minutes. Like they edited it and cut it up and all that. But it was just like they didn't do anything. And then yesterday I made a video for my Friday beat thing. And the deadline was 1 o'clock. I was like all week, you know, first I had my things. We get the samples like on Saturday, so we got like a week to do it. But all week, usually I probably start on Wednesday, get laid down on Wednesday, and then do some video for it on Thursday, and then sleep on it, and then send it on Friday. But I started on Friday after I did my walk, and so I didn't have much time. And then he said there's a deadline at 1 o'clock, and I don't like being late. I know how it is for organizers when you're trying to do something and people keep submitting stuff after the fact. But I'm rhyming. And plus I've been here for a while, and he usually be putting in last submissions. Like this dude, man, I respect all organizers because it takes a certain type of person to do that. Like you just gotta, like this guy, like he's out there reposting all the things. Some of us repost. He's out there hosting it. The sessions be like 2 hours. So he's hosting at his house. He's doing all the streaming. He runs his Patreon. I don't think I have it all, but the merch. He's integrating or collaborating with other groups out there. Like take away him, there wouldn't be this group. Man, these bugs be loving me. So I really respect him, you know. And like it's just a very beautiful group. Like everyone is welcome. I might have to walk because we're in the sunlight now. The sun came out. But I was in another group, and this dude's out there. He's like, man, that's trash. Don't send no shit like that. Like that's demoralizing to some producers. Like there was a producer, and he was like saying, like he was guest hosting, and he's just like, you know, I'm really impressed with this producer. I wish I can do that. And it made it seem like he never made a beat in his life. And then when his beat played, the host is like, man, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't like downgrade your skill set, because what you did is phenomenal. So it's just this kind of positive group, build each other up. So anyone out there who makes beats, I highly recommend you go to Koala Beatcast, spelled how it sounds, and submit your beats. Tell them I sent you. But so anyway, at 1 o'clock or 12:30 I started. I took the sample. I made 4 chops. Okay, 5 chops. 1, 2, 3. No, it was 4. And I threw some effects on it. And then I dropped in a drum sample, boom bap. But the drum samples was being affected by the effects, so I had to put it into AUM to separate it. And then I dropped the vocal from my vocal pack. I got to do that. I got to keep promoting the shit out of this. and finding a use for it until someone's like, yo, where'd you get that vocal from? Like, that's from my vocal pack, man. There's a link. So I dropped that in there. And then I'm like, you know what? This is really simple. This is a simple cut. And then I just kind of boom bap it up just on like a DJ Premiere. Or I ain't gonna go into Premiere's chops. You know, they're always kind of like the same chops, but they work. So then I'm like, let me do a freestyle to this, or let me do a body double. Like, I'm gonna set up the camera and I'm gonna sit on this side, make the beat, and sit on that side and rap. So I just set it up. Now this took like 20 minutes, 15 minutes to like set up, because I need to hear the sounds. I mean, I figured out how to sync things without playing the audio. If you watch the old Ryman videos, I literally had to play the music as I'm walking down the street so it would pick up into the headphones. The system I use now is just like, you just count it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when it comes time to editing, you just layer those two up, and then all the cuts are gonna be in sync. Actually, that's not true. In Final Cut, if the frame rates are different, it doesn't line up, which I didn't notice that because I was using, like, I'm all like iOS, man. The next computer I'm getting is probably gonna be an iPad. Actually, I don't know. I do like having a computer, and they are getting thinner and thinner. But anyway, Luma Fusion, I think it's Luma Fusion. I'm bad with the apps I use every day. Somehow they don't care what the frame rate is, they just lock it in together. So I do most of my editing on that. But it took me a minute to figure out that. I had a little Bluetooth speaker, but when I plugged the sound into it, it didn't work. So maybe it needs to be charged. I haven't used it since Japan. Blah, 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 blah. So anyway, I figured it out. I did my little freestyle, one take, as I do. And then I lined it up, and I ended up sending it to him at 1:35. So it took me about, the beat was like 20 minutes, but then the rest, execution. So then I send it, and I'm hoping that he includes it, because it was after the deadline. And then at 4 o'clock, and again, this is a beautiful group. So every week, there's about 30 of us who just sit around. I mean, some of us are working, some are driving, but we're like tuned in watching each other flip the same samples. I mean, and I always put it up when I post. Be like, man, I love this group. It's such a nice group. Never met any of them, just. And then, as time goes on, it's like organic. Like some are coming over to the Ryman Gaijin side. I mean, I post the same stuff I have a music Twitter. And then I post some tutorials on the YouTube side, and I'll be coming in there and I be seeing them. And then I find out it's the people that's in my group. And then this was really cool. And yeah. So then like the whole time I'm always nervous. Like, I still get nervous. I know it's dope, but I'm nervous that maybe I sent the wrong video. The wrong video. I don't know how and why that would happen. Like, when I was teaching, because in my dumbass company, right, they would have these dumbass meetings. And the dumbass meetings will say, don't use your personal computers at school. And it'll be like a whole meeting, and that's what they keep hammering, nailing down. And then, people start whispering like, yeah, because so-and-so, when he plugged in his computer, a picture of him doing XYZ with his girlfriend popped up. And I'm like, damn, that would be so embarrassing. So embarrassing. So I'm always worried that could happen to me, although it couldn't. But maybe once someone would sabotage me, like like that's where my mind's going. So every time now, usually I got a school USB, and I don't use my computers, but sometimes for some reason things don't work, and it's just quicker to just take my iPhone and like, and more specifically because I shoot nudes, so there's a bunch of nudes on my phone. I mean, it's my Lightroom is basically my work and all that, but I'm also nervous that maybe the sound quality is gonna suck, or maybe I edited too fast. So then he'll be like, next up, Ryman, and then the beat drops, and then people are in the comment like, yeah, I like this guy, he'd be doing something different, bigging me up and all that. And then after the fact, dude's like, yeah, that man, he did a freestyle. And they're like, yeah, he wrote the lyrics down and then he raps it after the fact. And he's like, no, he freestyled it. And like, no, he can't freestyle it. And I'm like, I'm watching, so I'm like, it was freestyle, but freestyle has changed. The old school, well, the original, from my understanding, the first freestyle was off the top, or it changed, it flip-flopped, but one freestyle is you don't have a song for it, like you just wrote some lyrics, but it has no home yet, it wasn't released, so that's a freestyle. And then another freestyle is off the top, like, I'm sitting in the park and the clouds are looking dark and the sunshine was shining, it gave my life a spark, that light was harking like angels talking or stalking. Angels don't stalk, they fly, or they walking, well, maybe rambling, but so that's just off the top, And then there's the freestyle battles where they write and they practice for months, but it's freestyling. And then there's reading off your phone. I can't do those things because I just feel weird. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, it was freestyle. I was like, yo, man, that's what's up. But I was thinking the other day, like, that's my trick, right? That's my thing. But I need to build something around that, because, like, oh man, where are we at? 8 o'clock? We still got time. So this morning, I'm jumping around, but I'm gonna try to come back to this point. So this morning I was solving a cube, right? That's what I do. I wake up, solve the cube. Now this is different from what my dad does. He wakes up and he turns on the news. And I don't know, I guess the only people who could be happy about the news are people who benefit from it. Like, there's people who benefit from misery, right? Or people who work on the news, they like to see themselves or their family members. I don't know, but I wouldn't turn on the news, because for what? Plus, what they were playing on the news today was what they were talking about last night. So if you went to bed thinking, oh wow, the world's a crazy, messed up place, and you wake up and you just get another dose of that, how's that day gonna, like, I think, in my opinion, it would be better to go outside. You ain't gotta make a video or nothing, but go outside and look at the sky. Like, look at, here's this whatever, and over here, the sun will come out tomorrow. It's a perspective kind of thing. Yeah, this is that, but this is that. It's where you look, right? So I like to start my day with either making beats or learning how to make some beats or doing the cube. Now, as I mentioned, I can solve the cube like under 2 minutes. And someone's like, well, I know someone who can solve it in 37 seconds. Good for them. That's not where I'm at. I'm at 2 minutes. But I've been trying to solve it with one hand. And today I managed to get 87% with one hand. One mood I kind of had to like use both hands, because you can't, because you know that, I'll explain it, but I solved it. I'm like, look at me. If anything else, well, I mean, this day should be filled with lots of exciting benchmarks. Picking up my friend, driving to Philadelphia, solving the cube with one hand, my jaw and all that getting better. Like, you know, lots of little things be better. But yeah. So my skill sets aren't utilized. How I need to figure out how to utilize the one hand solving is going to be, at one point I should be able to solve with one hand and make a beat and rap with like a headset mic. So be like, I'm out here making the beats, solving the Rubik's Cube that's so unique. I'm ill and you're stupid to think you could do. But again, these are like tricks, gimmicks. They're not gimmicks. I don't know what you call it. It would be like, you know, Eminem, he raps really fast. That's his thing. He got the Guinness record. And it spawned a lot of other rappers who would rap. Or some rappers, it's a sex appeal thing and that's their thing, but they build on it. You could rap fast, like who? It was 50 Cent. I was watching something, or it came up, I don't know. And it was like 50 Cent was signed to Jam Master Jay, who was mentored under Blase Blah, who was da 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 da, kasha kasha kasha. Like there's all these lines, and it kind of leads to him. It was saying that Jam Master Jay taught him how to write his hooks, and then it was saying that Lloyd Banks. Yeah, Lloyd Banks. He wrote his in the club. You could find me in the club, bottles full of bub. That was Lloyd Banks' song that 50 Cent repurposed it for his hook. So all these connections, right? And that gives you a 50 Cent. But when you think of a rhyming, a Matthew, there's I had one mentor. I had a couple. My first mentor, his name was Tito. This Spanish guy, a couple years older than me. And my brother introduced me to him. And he said to me, can you spit? And I was just, you know, I'm in your studio, you pulled up some program. I was like, wow, you asked me. He's like, wow, did you write that? I'm like, no, it was a freestyle. I was like, yeah, right. Like, what do you mean, yeah, right? You asked me to freestyle. And he's just blown away. And for a couple of months, he kind of took me under his wing, and he showed me, he was the first guy to show me beat making on the computer, sampling. He also tried to teach me breakdancing, graffiti, and all that other shit. But that wasn't freestyle and making beats. He left me with this wisdom. He's like, you know, when you feel it, that's when you start bopping your head, even if people are watching you on the back of the bus. I remember the first time, because you'd be subconscious. Oh no, people are looking at me. Maybe directly, indirectly, that's how I was rapping in the streets of Japan. I don't give a fuck if people are looking at me. Incidentally, I feel kind of weird rapping down the street in Easton. Yeah. Although the other day, I'm doing it. I'm getting up to it. So he was my first mentor. And then the second mentor I had was my friend's uncle. We went there, and I would always be asking him questions about his setup. He's like, yeah, come over. And I would start to go there even when I wasn't with my friend. And I would show him the stuff I'm working on. Like, yo, how do you do that? And I'm like, you know, I use this. I'm like on the future shit. And he would kind of tell me like the other stuff. And I would just, I could hear, like I'm like a hands-on type of person. people spend so much effort and time telling me stuff. Yeah, Matt, you should do that for service. Which I don't learn that way. I need to see you do it, and then like hold my hand and like do it with me, and then like benchmark it or give me some whatever, and then it'll click. Like it'd be like me telling you how to solve the Rubik's Cube. So to solve the Rubik's Cube, first you got to make a little cross at the top, and then you're gonna flip it upside down. But actually, I'm sorry, you're gonna make the cross, and then you're gonna line up the same colors, and then you're gonna flip the right face or each face until they're perpendicular from the top. After you have the top, you want to put the cord. Like, would that make sense to most people? Now, for whatever reason, I'm like ass backwards. Simple things need to be explained. Simple things to me are complicated, and complicated things to me are seemingly simple. For me, I don't know. It's getting me into trouble. Like, my dad will always be like, how do you use that? I'm like, I don't know. I'll go pull up the instructions. Like, the instructions? Instructions? Oh, like, yeah, you know, the person who made it, who put instructions so we could figure it out. You know, but most people want to feel it out. And more power. Like today, after I make this video, I got to stop at CVS. But after I make this video, I'm going to check every route of how to get down to Philly and see which is going to be the less stressful for me. 'Cause I don't like highways. There's 611. I think that's going to wind this way and it's kind of be more scenic. No issue. Then there's the highway. So depending which is faster, maybe the highway's faster, but I don't like being on the highway like that. And hopefully it doesn't rain, because, man, I don't be driving on the rain. Especially the 611 way, because it kind of dips close to the water. Like all this I'm thinking of. And then I'm going to make my course, my plot. But, yeah. So, and I guess my teacher was my mentor. He taught me about life mentor. My girlfriends in their own ways were mentors. But other than that, so I can't see a 50 Cent protege type rise, because I'm not really under any people. I mean, I met a guy, right, when I was in Japan. He makes beats. He has his own studio. And he's killing it. He helps out a lot of people. He's seen my work on Instagram. He's a fan. We met and we talked for like 4 hours. I missed my bus or train that day. Ended up walking around Shibuya. And he's like, anything you need, man, just let me know. And I was like, I want to be your intern. You know, just let me be a fly on the wall to learn. Because my mixing is getting better. But if I could hear it and just see it, you know, my songwriting is good. But if I could see other forms, like I just need to be. Like if my situation was a little different, I would probably like move to LA or New York and just be, because there's more scenes out there, and just be more close to the spirit. This dark cloud stuff is like, you remember that cartoon Blackwater? I think it's Blackwater. But yeah. And I gotta get gas. Gas is crazy, man. I gotta figure out how much gas, what's the least amount of gas I could put in the car to get me up and back. And I gotta take her back and come back. So how much gas would that be? But yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching. Wish me luck on my trip to Philadelphia. All right, peace.